Jeff, the first playoff game of Wildcard weekend. It's the Colts heading to Buffalo to take on the Bills. And as of Wednesday, that's today, that's whenever we record, the Bills are favored by 6.5 points with a point total set at 51. The Colts finished in the 7th seed in the AFC, beating the Jaguars 28-14 to finish the season at 11-5. Now the Bills, they won the AFC East for the first time since 1995, finishing in the 2nd seed with a 13-3 record. Josh Allen was in the MVP conversation for most of the season, kind of dipped off a little bit through the midway point, but he's back. I don't know if any quarterback in the league is hotter than him right now. He played lights out in week 17. Dude ended up getting benched in the 4th quarter. It was phenomenal. Jeff, Buffalo is 6-0-1 against the spread in its last 7 games, okay? Indianapolis is 15-7 against the spread in its last 22 games against teams with a winning record. And obviously, Taylor's emergence, right, has been a major boost for that team. The Bills are favored by less than a touchdown here. These are two very good teams. Do you think that the Colts can keep it tight, or does Buffalo get it done by more than 7?
Well, Buffalo, I think, wants it to become a shootout. I mean, that's really become their identity offensively. Miami has a chance to come up to Buffalo in your division and make a statement and get a playoff berth. You're a 10-win team, and you go up there and they hang 50-some on you and really dominate the game. I think the Bills could have scored 80 points if they wanted to. And that's amazing because Miami usually plays pretty good defense and special teams, and their offense struggled. It was just a complete domination by Buffalo. Buffalo really should have won 10 games heading into the playoffs because that, one blip off the radar screen where, they lose at the last play in Arizona. But other than that, Rachel, they've just dominated everybody they've played. If you put stock in who's playing hottest as you get to the playoffs, this is the hottest football team right now. So I think that's a team that we really got to, look at really closely. Where are their possible weaknesses? Well, maybe inside against a team that can run the ball inside. And that plays well to Indianapolis because Indianapolis has a great offensive line. They're really strong inside. Taylor's a great between the tackle zone runner. I think they'll gain yards there and they'll try and keep the game close. If they get behind, it's going to be tough on them because, Phillip Rivers is Phillip Rivers. I don't know if he's got the weaponry or the arm to match Buffalo throw for throw. So in this game, on the road, all that it means to Buffalo, as well as they're playing right now, they're relatively healthy. Cole Beasley's probably going to be out for this game, but they have plenty of weapons at their disposal. I just think this is a game that Buffalo will win and they will cover.
Yeah, Buffalo obviously should win. It's kind of crazy to me that it's wild card weekend and we have a spread this high, 7 points basically. So that's kind of wild. Look, Josh Allen is hot right now. The dude can run, he can throw it. He's got plenty of people, and Zach Moss and Devin Singletary that are highly versatile. They can run, they can catch passes. I mean, by all accounts, Buffalo should win this game. But I'm going to tell you something. The Colts are going to cover. Phillip Rivers is not somebody that I have a ton of faith in as a quarterback. But Chris Ballard has put together a phenomenal roster over there in Indianapolis. Like, you look at that squad and you just think, wow, if you had a slightly younger Phillip Rivers, you might actually be in the Super Bowl for like the next 2 or 3 years in a row, or at least in high contention for it. Phillip Rivers has been waiting on this for a long time, okay? I don't remember the last time he played with a roster this good. And I really like their head coach, Frank. And you know what? The Colts defense is tied for 5th in the league with 25 takeaways. Their defense ranks 2nd against the run. They're only giving up 90 and a half yards per game. Like, I don't know, man. I think this is going to be a close game, and I do think it's going to be a shootout because I hear you say that Phillip Rivers doesn't want to get in a shootout with Josh Allen, and I've heard a lot of experts on TV say the exact same thing today. And it makes sense, right? Because Josh Allen's so hot right now, and he's young, and Phillip is old, and we're just about done with him, you think. But that's all Phillip Rivers is a gunslinger shootout type of quarterback. This is exactly what he wants, I feel like. Like, he wants to prove himself. Like, I feel like, Phillip Rivers going to keep it close. And I don't know who wins this game, but I'm absolutely taking the over, and I absolutely think it is going to be a shootout. Jeff, tell me how wrong I am, and are you taking what are you taking with the point total 51?
I'm not saying you're wrong. It may end up being a shootout. It may, because Buffalo, where Indianapolis, and you're right about that Indianapolis defense. Eberflus has done a great job there, and they're strongest up inside with Buckner and Houston and Leonard and all those guys in the front seven. Where they've got a problem, and we saw this in the second half against Pittsburgh, is they have a hard time matching up one-on-one outside. And when you think about Buffalo, who are they going to put on Diggs? Who are they going to put on Hollywood Brown? They've got the ability to score a bunch of points in this game. I really do believe that. When I talk about a bunch of points, I'm talking about over 30. Now, can Indianapolis do that? I'm not sure. So if we say it's a gunfight or a shootout, then you never want to bring a water pistol to a gunfight. And I think that's what you'd be doing if you match Phillip Rivers against Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean, it could go. I mean, you could definitely talk me into it, Jeff. But for the sake of banter, I'm going to stick to my guns here. I see a high-scoring shootout. And don't sleep on T.Y. Hilton, okay? T.Y. Hilton is a deep threat, and he has really come back. I mean, living here in Houston, I watched him destroy the Texans every year, twice a year. That guy would go off for 200 yards and like 3 touchdowns, specifically against Houston. So maybe I'm a little bit biased in how great I think he is, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this. CY. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that. And don't be surprised. In the prop bets, a lot of them haven't come out yet, but the Colts have a tight end that can play quarterback, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see some trick gimmick plays happen in this game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. There you have it. Let us know in the comments below what you think. You got the Colts or Bills Mafia?